If you're looking to build your own freelance marketplace like Upwork or like Fiverr, you don't even know where to start from, you don't know what platform you should use, you don't even know how to set up your own domain name, you've never set up your website before, but you really want to have a marketplace like Fiverr or Upwork, then I got you covered in this tutorial because I'll be showing you step by step how you can get this done. You might still be in that stage where you're still doubting whether or not you should have your own freelance marketplace. And my question to you is that, do you know what Fiverr or Upwork is worth? There's a tool here called Worth of Web that would help you analyze the worth of a website. So right now, as you can see here, is Upwork website analysis. So if you scroll down here, this is where I get to put the URL upwork.com to analyze. And if I just scroll down here, you would see what this website is worth. This website is worth 919 million US dollars. That's crazy. Also, if we do the same thing for Fiverr.com and we scroll down as well, you will see Fiverr here is 985 million US dollars in terms of worth. That's literally like $1 billion company. That's the reason why I feel having your own freelance website, if you have ever thought of having one, is more critical at a time and age as this. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you an all-in-one freelance marketplace WordPress theme that will literally help you set up a freelance marketplace without writing a single piece of code. So we're going to be designing this on the WordPress. This is a WordPress theme. Fantastic features that you'll be getting from this theme. The very first thing there is the service listing. Like I mentioned earlier, people can just go to this website. They can register as a freelancer and list their services. They can also set pricing tiers just like you have in Fiverr, where you can set different tiers for your gig, and also have a personal dashboard where you can manage your listings and you can see how they are doing. In addition to the service listings, this theme will also give you a place where clients can post custom requests indicating a desire for budget, just like you have on Upwork.com, where you can just post a request and freelancer can bid on that request. They can make offers with a few clicks. Then you can then accept the best offer. You can create an order for that, and then you can make payment and the freelancer can get to work. That's mind-blowing, right? And the next thing again you can still do on this website is that you have the option for you to complete your order or ask for a revision when this freelancer is done with your service. You can just check it and then you can mark, okay, I think I like this, or I need a revision, this is not good enough. Then both parties can easily communicate via a private message, which makes it very unique, just like you have on Fiverr. If you have any issues whatsoever, then you can also notify an admin about the issue, and the admin, which is you, the website owner, or maybe your support team, can then look into the issue and solve the issue between the buyer and the seller. And then once the order is completed, then the freelancer can then request for a payout. This whole feature of this website will not be completed, but I do not talk about how super and easy it is for you to monetize this website. You have 3 default options for you to monetize this website. The first one is for you to take a commission on each sale. So once the client pays for an order, you take your own commission and then you pay the rest to the freelancer. You can also charge freelancer for listing their services. For example, you may give them maybe one free listing, and then for them to list more, they would have to make certain payments. And the third way to make money is by selling featured listings. So right now, freelancers can pay you a certain amount of money for you to display their listings first before the organic listings. That's a very, very good way for you to make money. So if you're excited about this and you want to see exactly how to get this done, without further ado, let's get started into these tutorials immediately. Because I want to make this tutorial step by step, I would be walking you the complete process. I'll be starting first from the scratch, how to set up a domain name and a website, and then how you can then design this marketplace. So if you already have an hosting account somewhere, you have your domain names somewhere, you may want to skip this part. And that will take me to the point where I tell you to check the video description for timestamps so that you can navigate appropriately across these tutorials. If you are a beginner and you have a limited budget, I always recommend Hostinger as the go-to for you to get the cheapest hosting possible out there. And also, if you have something little more to spend, you want to promote your website, you want good server resources for your website because you have enough money for marketing, you want to promote this website, I would always recommend it hosting. I would always recommend that you look at their turbo server or plans. So if you come to the shared hosting is even not bad too as well. So if you come down here, you would see that they have a list of hosting plans. I love their turbo plans, the turbo boost and the turbo max. I use their turbo plans for my established website. But if you are looking to start small, you don't have so much money like $15 or $7 per month to pay. You want something way cheaper. I always recommend Hostinger. So you can check the video description to see a link to Hostinger or to A2 Hosting, whatever works for you. I have a tutorial, to step-by-step tutorial on the A2 Hosting. I'll leave it in the video description. For the purpose of this tutorial, I would want to walk you through Hostinger. So if you come to Hostinger, by the way, the link in the video description is an affiliate link. I will get a certain commission if you buy through my link at no extra cost to you. As a matter of fact, there is a coupon code in the video description that will give you an amazing 10% off. So that's a win-win for me and for you, right? So if you come to Hostinger here on their website, you can just easily hit the claim deal button and then you can come to their hosting plan here. They have the most popular called the business. So that's fine. It's the most popular. You can use it. But if you don't have up to 2.99 to pay in a month, you can also still use their premium plan. I love the premium plan. As a matter of fact, it's good enough in my opinion if you're starting. So if you choose this, you will have the option here to choose a duration for your plan. The best I will always advise people is to go for the 48 months plan because you get to pay the cheapest, which is 2.99, and then you get 2 months free as well. And also you get to have a cheaper renewal plan. So if you come down here, you see that this renew at 7.99, at this 8.99, this 9.99, and they have a monthly plan here, which is 11.99. It's always a ripoff. I would never advise anyone to pay this amount of money for a shared hosting. So right now, I would suggest that you choose the 48 months plan if you can afford this, and you can come down here. That's everything you need to do. Once you're here, you just need to use my coupon code. You can see I have $143.52 here. So if I use my coupon code called DAPS, this gives you an amazing discount, and that you can pay $129.17. And I think this is an amazing amount for you to get an hosting plan for 50 months. That's 4 years and 2 months free. That's quite amazing. So once you are done, you can just come down here, select your preferred payment method. If it's credit card, if it's PayPal, that's fine. Do what you must. You can just put in your details here and then submit a secure payment. Once you complete a secured payment, you have an option for you to create a password, credentials for your account. You can do that, and once you do that, you should be able to come here. In my own case here, I don't have the option for me to create an account because I already have an account and I have several hosting plans in my hosting account. So what I want to do right now is that I want to create a new website, and then I'll hit the next button. Apparently, I want to create a WordPress website, not an Hostinger website builder. I have a separate tutorials around Hostinger website builder in case you want to learn that as well. You can check the video description for that. So right now, I'll hit the next button, WordPress will do. And then, yes, English language, this is my email, that's fine. Now I will set a password for my WordPress. Make sure that you have one number, one lowercase, 8 to 5 characters, one symbol, uppercase, and one Latin letters for you to be able to pass this process. All of this tick has to be green for this to work. So once you're done with that, we go to the next button, and this is where we want to specify what type of website we want to build. In my case here, I don't want to specify any of this because this is not what I'm looking out to build. I will just create a blank site. After skipping that, we have the option now to choose a domain name. In your case, if you're just bought Hostinger newly, you have the option to claim a free domain name valid for 1 year. So what you will just do is to type the domain name you want to register here, whatever domainname.com, just type it, and then you would definitely see options here. And in your case, you will see the option for you to use it free for the first 1 year. I.com domain name is good most times, so whatever TLD is fine by you is okay. But in my case here, I already have domain names that I own here on this hosting account, so I want to use that for this tutorial purpose. I'm not looking to create a new domain. So right now, I will use tapstudent.com, and then I will hit the next button. So this is where I get to choose the server location. I would always suggest that you choose a server location that is closest to where your visitors are coming from. So if you're in the United States, you want to create this website for people in the United Kingdom, you want to choose a server in the United Kingdom. So that's how it works. So choose whatever works for you. I'll leave this as is, and then I'll hit the next button, and then you can see WordPress is installing, and this will take some few seconds for this to be done and over with. That's it. We have WordPress installed here already. I forgot to mention earlier that if you are claiming a free domain, you'll be required for you to provide your contact details for that domain. So you will need to fill in your name, your details, your address, and then you would need to check your email for you to see a verification email for you to verify your details before your domain can be active. That's super simple to do. That shouldn't take you another 1 or 2 minutes to get done. So you have to go through that process, and that's literally everything you need to do. So right now, if you do that and then you finish this up, you should have a WordPress website already. So right now, you can see I have tapstudent.com here. So if I click this link here, this should take me to the front end of this website. As you can see here, I have the default 2024 WordPress installed on this domain name tapstudent.com, and this is it. Super simple and easy, right? So right now, let us start designing our marketplace. So we need to go to the back end of this website. The easiest way to do that is for you to just come to your website.com and then do /wp-admin. This should take you to a WordPress dashboard where you can put your username and your password, the same one you created inside of Hostinger. Super. If you come back to the backend here as well, you can click this button here to give you a direct access to your WordPress dashboard. Hostinger makes it very, very, very easy, and that's why it is highly beginner friendly. So right now, there is an Hostinger plugin here asking us to set up. I really don't like to go through this process. I just like to come to my plugins here, come to install plugins, and then we can deactivate all these plugins. I like to keep my WordPress very clean and secured. I would not use these 2 plugins from Hostinger. I really don't like using it. It's for beginners. I'm not a beginner, so there's no need for me to use it. But we'll be needing this Lightspeed Cache plugin because it will help our website speed. Right now, first, I want to deactivate all the 3. So if I toggle on this, it would highlight all of them, and then I can just come to deactivate, and then I can apply. Let me keep my Windows clean. And so that's it. So all plugins here are already activated, and that's fine. I might just want to just delete this tool since I'm not going to be using it eventually. And yes, so that's it. So we only have the Lightspeed Cache plugin here. So the next thing we want to be doing right now is to install a theme that will create this marketplace for us. That will take me here to Task Hive. Like I told you, it's an all-in-one freelance marketplace WordPress theme. I will leave a link in the video description to Hivepress here, where you can make use of their Task Hive theme specifically. They have quite a number of themes, but Task Hive just does the magic. So if you come down here, if you see the pricing, it will take you down here where you can buy this theme for $89. You have lifetime single site license, unlimited automatic update, 6 months of premium support. So if you have any issues within the first 6 months, they'll be more than happy to help you solve any problem that you might have. So you can come down here and buy this theme. I already have this theme already, so I'm not buying this right now. Once you have this theme, we can come back to our WordPress website, come down to appearance here, and come to themes, and then we can add a new theme. you can just hit this upload theme button here. You can go to Task Hive and you can go to your dashboard. You should have an option for you to download the theme. I have downloaded it, so you can see I have taskhive.zip here, so I can install this. Of course, we can activate this theme, and then this theme will give us a prompt to install some of these plugins here. So we can just come to begin installing plugins. So what we install all of these plugins, we can just toggle this. It will tick all of them, and then we can come to bulk action, install, and then we can hit apply. So all of the plugins here has been installed, so we can return back to required plugins. So we'll do the same thing again. We'll click this, and then we'll come to bulk action. This time around, we want to activate all of them, and then we hit the apply button. All of this plugin has been installed and activated. So now let's return to dashboard. There is a prompt here for us to set up Woocommerce. I will not be doing that right now, so I will skip this. You can set it up. After skipping that, we still have this option here to specify where our business is located so that they can set up shipping and taxes. That might be very important. So I can just use any random country. I can just say I'm in the United States, and then I can just go to my store. Let's go check out what our website look like. Let's hit this here and let's check visit site. Let me open this in a new tab. Let's see what we have on our website, if we have anything. So this is exactly what our website looks like right now. And you can see it's pretty much lame and basic. But the good thing is that we don't need to do all of the hard work creating all of the pages, because we can simply just import our demo content. Isn't that amazing? So now let's come back to the backend here. So for us to be able to install our demo data, we will need to install another plugin to do that. So let's come down to our plugins. Let's come to add new. Let's search for a plugin called One Click Demo Import. Plugin is here. We can just install this plugin, and then we can activate this plugin. That's beautiful. So right now we can scroll down and go to appearance here. So we'll see the option for import demo data here. So we're going to click this. Then we have the option here to import this Task Hive demo data. So what we have to do is just click the import demo data here. So there is a prompt here before you install your demo. They're trying to tell you to install these plugins, but I'm not going to be installing them. I'm just going to continue and import. And that's everything we want to do right now. So you can see here that this is importing content. So I'm going to give this a few seconds to import our demo data. This is done. This is beautiful. So let's go back to our home page right now and let's refresh this. Just like that, we now have this amazing website here, super ready for us to use. How super amazing is this? So you can come down here, you can see, you find the freelancer, check reviews, pay with confidence. Your categories are here. You can set up new categories if you want to. You can see featured services here. These are for people who are paid. For you to feature their services. These are promoted. And also customer reviews here. Freelancers, you can set up freelancers at the top. Get started here. Someone can register to get a tax done, or you can just become a freelancer. You can just register here. And this is super beautiful, right? Let's go to the back end of the website and let's see how all of these things work. So let's come back here and then let's go to theme settings. Let's start from there and let's see what we have. Just launched our WordPress customization tab. So let me show you how super simple and easy it is for you to customize this. So if you come to site identity here, you can change the title of your website, put the tagline, the copyright notice if you want to. And this is where you can also change the logo. This logo here, you can change it to your own logo. I don't have a logo set up for this, so I'm going to leave this as is. This is also where you can select a site icon. The site icon is something you see in your browser here. So you can see this H logo is the site icon here. For Task Hive, this is the site icon here. So you can see, because we don't have one, we just have this global icon here. So this is where we can set up a site icon. So that's it for this. So let's end this. Another thing here we can change is the colors. Let's say you don't like the blue, we want to change it to maybe something, let's try green. If you click up a button, we can change the color. So you can see everything blue here has changed literally to green. And I think this is beautiful. So you can see this is now green. So let's say we don't want all the yellows. We want to take out this yellow too as well. We want to change this to, let's say, maybe, well, I'm not so good with color combinations. So you can permit me if this doesn't look well. So you can see this has changed here. And this is beautiful. Isn't this amazing stuff here? So this is exactly how super simple and easy it is for you to play around with colors. Choose whatever works for you. I will switch this back to something good. I'll switch this back to something blue, and I think I like this. All right, so that's it for this. And then you can also create menus, create widgets. You can also create, change your front here. Let's just say I want to change my front. I can just type in Poppins, and then this will pop. And I just click this, so my tie headers can change to Poppins. So you can see that has changed. I can also change the front too as well to Poppins if I want, whatever front you prefer. So I can just type in Poppins and just hit the enter button. And you can see these has changed to Poppins. So that's how to change the front on the website. So you can also make some settings around WooCommerce. I'm going to get back to that eventually. So let's come back here, and that's everything here. Let's publish this, and then let's close this. So the next thing for us to do here is for us to see how we can configure this theme, which is basically Hivepress, right? So if you come down to Hivepress here, we have a number of things we can do, like go to settings, emails, templates, then see the extensions that we can use. But I don't want to bother us on that right now because that's not that very important. What is most important right now that you need to do is to learn how to configure your website, your listings, your vendors, your payout, and request, because that's the basic 4 features that we have on this website that controls literally everything. Let's take them one at a time. Let's start first with listings. So if we come to listings here and click listings, we'll have all the listings are currently on the website. So these are all the services, all the jobs that are posted on the website. So for example, here, engaging and share worthy Facebook post and article is a featured one. So if you come to our website here and we come to our services page here, we should be able to see every of the listings that we have. So as you can see, this is every listings we have here, and this is the first thing we have here again: engaging, share worthy Facebook post and articles. So we have some filters that we can do here by date. We can also see categories here, tags here, and also attributes here, which are the next things for us to see after we come to our listings. So you can see that under listings here, we can create a new listing, we can create categories, tags, and attributes. So you can see this is where we do all the heavy liftings for our listings on our website. But before we do anything, we just want to set categories on our website. That's literally very important. So let's come to categories. These are all the demo categories on this website, and you want to make sure you create categories around every of the services or every of the listings you want to take. You want to do your due diligence here to make sure you cover literally all categories of listings that you want to feature on your website. So let's say, for example, we want to have category under WordPress. The easiest way for us to create that category is to come down here and we see a place for name here. We just type WordPress. You can put a slug here, but automatically if we don't, it will pick up this name here as a slug. But if you want to have a different slug, that's the URL of the website. You can type in one here, and this is where you can set a parent category. So if you want WordPress to be maybe a subcategory under maybe web design, then you want to do that here. So you can select a parent category, but for the purpose of this example, we want to make this a parent category. So right now we can put a description here. Every listing related to WordPress should be posted here, or whatever description you want to give this category is fine. You can also set an image. You can put maybe a WordPress logo here, so that once people see that logo, they know this is WordPress. And then you just hit add category. Is as simple as easy as just creating post on WordPress. Now that we are done with this, if we come up here, we'll see a place here for WordPress. Unfortunately, we don't have description here. So you can see this log, I picked the name from WordPress, and we have count is 0 count because nobody has posted any listing around WordPress. So that's it for everything around categories. You can go ahead and create categories as much as possible as you want. And the next thing you can see here are our tags. So basically, what are tags? Tags are keywords that can help people narrow down searches on your website. Super simple as that. They're just keywords. You may not be able to cover the entirety of a category. For example, we created WordPress as a category earlier. So right now, we might just want to create tags around WordPress. For example, to create tags for WordPress, we have to figure out what keywords people who are searching for things around WordPress are searching for. So let's say they are searching for themes. As usual, the slug will pick the URL from the name. So we had that tag. So that has been added, and we can say plugins, right? And then we add that tag. So that's basically how to add tags on our website. So the last thing here is the attribute, and this is super amazing. So we have a few attributes here. Max revision, service include, delivery time, license type. So let's come back to our services here. And so you can see service includes, so we can see delivery time, we can see price, we can see tags. So let's say we want to add another attribute that just says something like, do you offer after sales service? So that should be maybe like a yes or no answer. So let's come back here to our attribute. So we will just add new attribute. And here we can give this a title, call this after sales service like I mentioned earlier. And then we have some options here for editing. Do you want to allow front-end editing? Absolutely, we want to do that. Do you want to sync this with vendor field? So that in the vendor field, people can also tick, you can also search for vendors who allow after sales service, which is fantastic. We can do that. So we can add a field name here, but we'll leave that as empty. So we can come to field type here. A checkbox here would allow people just checkbox to just select what they want. But radio buttons are quite very good for this since it is a yes or no option. So you can put a description here, that's fine. And the next thing here is the search. You want to display this in filter form. Apparently, we want to do so. Do you want this indexable? So you want people who are searching for keywords to be able to find this? Maybe no. Do you want to display this as a sorting option? Perhaps yes. And a field type, like we mentioned, we want this to be radio box. So coming to display here, you can select a display area, but we don't want to mess around with this. You can maybe add an icon to this, which is also optional, and also a format. Another thing I like about this is that you can limit this attribute to a particular category. So for example, you may just want to, this attribute might not be generally acceptable. There are some services, that some listings that do not require for after sales service. So you can specify that to maybe lock this attribute to any category here. That's literally up to you. And I think this is quite very, very beautiful. So people can see different attributes based on the categories they are searching for. So let's publish this. Since I need to put something here, I can just do select. And then I would publish this. So that's it. We can then scroll down here and we'll now see a new option here for edit options. So we're going to click this. Since we want this option to just be yes and no, so that's the only thing we're going to put here. So the first is yes, and we're going to add this option, and the next one would be no, and then we're going to add this. So that's it for our attributes, and I think this is beautiful. So now let's come back to our website here, and now let's refresh this. So if we scroll down now, so you can see that we have now an option for after sales service. So you can see now people can then now toggle on either no or yes for after sales service. So now let's come back to the back end here. The next thing we want to do here is to come to the vendor section. Just literally, just like listings, if you click that, you'll be able to see all the vendors that you have on your website. So your vendors literally are sellers on your website. So if we come back to the front end of our website here, if we come to our pages and then we come to our freelancer page, we'll be able to see our vendors here. So this is just Thomas Hilton. That's the first vendor that is there. But you see the URL here. If we just take out Thomas and then we go back to vendor alone and then click enter, we should be able to see the list of all the vendors that we have. So now let's come back to our vendor here. So right now we can add new vendors. Okay, I think I did not mention that in the listings, so I can go back to listings. For example, for us to create new listings, we can quickly edit the ones that we have, or just create a new one by coming to add new. To edit the listings, we can just literally just hit the edit button here, and then we can change the name of this listing, change it to another listing, change the slug, which is the URL to the page, to match keywords related to the title of the listings. And then we can put the description of our listings here. We can lock it up to a category. We can add tags to these listings. So these are the keywords that people should be searching for once they're searching for these listings. So that's it for this here. So this is the name of the vendor here, and then we can make this featured or verified, whatever it is. That's super easy to do, because your vendors will not get to come to the back end of your website to add the listings. They will add the listing from the front end. You as the admin is the only one that have the power to maybe create a listings or maybe edit listings from the back end. So you may want to maybe change the vendor to this listing to another vendor. You can mark this as featured. So if you are paid for this listing to promote it, you want to tick this, and then featuring date, you can set that expiration date. So you can set the time here and also the expiry date here. So you can also edit your attributes here, from pricing to after sales service and to whatever it is that you want to do with these listings. Super easy as well. You can go to add new and just create a brand new listings, put the title, the same process, and then log it up to a category. And I think this is super easy. It's the same thing for vendors too as well. So you can come to vendor here. You can as well, like I showed you earlier, this is the list of all the vendors we have, and we can add a new vendor here with the name of the vendor, a featured image of the vendor, the email of the vendor, and whatever it is you want to do with this. You can mark this as verified. You can also charge a certain fee for vendors to be verified on your website. That might be another way to make money on your website. That's literally up to you how you want to do your business. And also we can come to categories for our vendors. So right now we don't have any category, but it's fine. We may want to leave this as is. You can create categories in case you want to put your vendors into different categories. But you can see here we have nothing around categories or even attributes for our vendors. And that brings us to the last thing here, which is the attribute, which is what I feel we should focus on. So you can see here we have one attribute here called hourly rate. We may want to add a new attribute, maybe let's say language, for example. You want to filter down your vendors to language. You can just easily come here and hit the add new. Is the same thing like we created a listing attribute as well. So we can just call this language. I disable front end. Yes, we want to do that. Field name, we can just call this language too as well. Whatever it is, field type, we want to make this checkbox or checkboxes, depending if you want people to select more than one field here, but I think this is fine. You can put a description to your attribute. That's literally up to you. Maximum selection, you may want to set that if you want people to choose not more than one or two. That's literally up to you. Then the filters, display this in filter form. Definitely we want to do that. Do you want this indexable into the search once people are searching for keywords on the site? Maybe we don't want to do that. Do you want to display? Do you want this to display as a sorting? Yes, we want to do that. The field, we want to make these checkboxes too as well. So that's it for this. You can also lock this up to a category in case you want to do that, and then I can publish this. Immediately I publish this, I will have the option now to now edit this, and then I can then add language. So first thing, I might just do English. I can add this option. I can go to the next one as French. I can add that option. The next one can be Chinese. Depending, I think this three is enough. I really don't want to waste so much of our time. And that's it for creating or customizing our vendors. So if we come to our vendors right now, if we edit this, so you can see now we now have an option here for language. We can have Chinese, English, so you can filter down your vendors based on what you do on your website. So the next thing we want to do here is our payout. So if you click on your payout, you can see that we do not have any payout here. But if you have any vendor request for a payout, we'll be able to see the option here. And then we can maybe manually do the payment. And then you can come here and mark it as ticked. So you can also add new payout. For example, you can add title to the payout. You can select the vendor that you want to pay. You can select the amount. You can put the details here and you can publish this. So for example, I might just say $100 and I might just say this is payout 1 and then I can publish this. So if I come to my payout right now, I'll be able to see this payout. And this is exactly what you see when any vendor requests a payout. So now you can also come to methods. You can select method for your payout. Your first method can be PayPal. And then you can leave this log as it take. And your minimum amount for sending funds to PayPal can be maybe $50. And then you can add this method. The next one can be wire transfer, and you can say we only do wire transfers to anybody that have a payout minimum of $500 and add this payment method. So if you do this right now, so you can see we have two payment method right now. So if we come to our payout, that we can edit this payout right now, and then we can add this payment method, and then we can update this. So if you come to our payout right now, so you can see we have all the details here. So from front end, your vendors would be able to select a payment method once they are requesting for payout. And I think this is beautiful. So the next thing we can configure here as well is our request. So if we click on our request, you would see all the requests that I've made on the website. So if you come here, if you post a request here, you will be able to see all the requests here. You can add a new request, you can add categories for your request, and you can add attribute as well. So that's basically the run through of the basic structure of our marketplace website, from the listings to vendors to payout and to request. But again, we can still have more control and customization over our website by attending to some settings. So that's basically two of them. The first one will be around Hivepress. If you over around Hivepress, we'll see settings. And also we can come to Woocommerce because we will be accepting payments on our website via Woocommerce. So we need to set some things up inside of Woocommerce. But first things first, let's look at Hivepress first. And let's come to settings. There are other things here aside settings like emails. So you can edit your emails, edit the structure or the content of your emails and customize your emails. And after emails, there are other things like themes, like extensions. Extensions are add-ons from Hivepress that you can use to boost the functionality of your website. Some are free because we have bought this theme, and some we have to buy. I think I will get back to that when I'm talking more about maybe monetization. What I want to spend time doing here is around the settings. First thing we have here are listings. So what are settings that we can do around listings that can make it better? So we can create another page for our listings if we want to do that, but we are going to leave this as is. So on our listing page, do we want to display listings or we want to display categories? So if you have a lot of categories, it would be advisable that once people go to your listing page, they see categories first. So once they click on those categories, then they can see listings in those categories. How many listings do you want on your page? So you can increase these figures. So for featured listing per page, 2, you may want to increase that to maybe 3 or to 4. I think you can increase this so that once people pay you for featured listings, you would be able to display all of them. Related listings per page, you want to maybe increase that or reduce that, but you can set that here. So the next thing here is title. You may want to change the title away from listings or whatever works for you is fine. You can come to image, enable image gallery, enable zoom image, allow uploading of videos. For listings, you want to do all of those things. So if you go to Fiverr, you see that for some listings, you see some sellers uploading videos to promote their gigs. So you may want to also do that too as well. It's fantastic. So coming to search options here, we want people to search based on keywords, so our tags would do the search. That is very, very thorough. You may want to maybe add categories. Whatever you want to add is fine. And also for submission, you may want them to agree to your terms and conditions. So if you have a terms and condition page, you want to link that here. Just select your terms and condition page so that people would have to accept that before they submit a listing. Then we have some options here: allow submission of listings as turned on, manually approve new listings. If you want to have control over the listings and you want to moderate them before you approve them, this will be good. But if you have a very huge marketplace, you may want to turn this off so that people will just post their listings automatically. So allowing reporting listings, this is very, very critical. I think we've touched on that earlier. People should be able to report a particular listings if it's fraudulent, or if there is some form of insincerity or whatever it is around that listing. You want them to be able to report it to you as the admin. That's very, very critical. So there's still a lot of things around listings that you can look into, like the expiration period for a listing. So if you want to make a listing last for maybe 30 days or maybe 1 month, a year, a storage period, how long do you want to store details, sellings, do you want to categorize them, pricing, allow sellers to set their own pricing tiers. This is very, very important. Allow sellers to add price extras. You may want to allow that. Allow sellers to require price extra. You may not want to do that. Include price extras in taxable amount. You may want to do that. Allow sellers to limit quantity. Definitely, you want to give sellers control over their listings. Allow buyers to select quantity. Maybe you want to do that. The same thing here for purchase note, and also for attachment. You want to allow attachment for listings. That's very, very, very okay. So once you do all of these things here, you want to ensure you save changes so that you can save your settings. So that's for our listings. The same thing for our reviews too as well. You want to allow submitting multiple reviews. I wouldn't want to do that. I just want one review per listing is fine. Manually approve new reviews in case you want to have control over what reviews go on the website, but that is not good enough in my opinion, so I would never do that. Allow replying to reviews. That's very, very important. So you want people to be able to respond to reviews. So if you make changes, save them. And also we can go to our vendors. Display vendors on front end. Definitely I want to do that. Do you want to have a separate page for your vendor? You may want to have some form of control over your vendors. So just go to WordPress, go to page, create a new page, then select that page here as your vendors page, so that your vendors can display on that page. That's literally everything you do. So how many vendors do you want to have per page? Just 10 vendors. You want to increase it to 50, 100, depending on how heavy your website is. You want for display name, the username is fantastic. For search, we want to search by keywords. That's fine. If you want to search vendors by categories, if you want to search vendors by maybe languages, that's literally up to you. You can have that here. Maybe by categories will be fine, but I'll leave this as is. For our registration, allow direct registration. You may want to allow vendors to be able to directly register on your website. That is fantastic. I should be talking more about this when I'm talking about monetization, but again, I think I should just touch on this. This is where you can set a site-wide commission rate and commission fee for your website. So let's say for every of your vendors, you want to charge them a commission rate for every listing or every transaction they do on your website. You have to put the percentage here. Let's say you want to take 20% off everything that they sell, every of the transaction they make. For commission fee, let's say you just want to charge them a commission, or you want to maybe charge them like $10 for every sale or every listing or every transaction that they do. And also, do you want to include taxes in your balance collections? You may want to also, yes, let's do taxes. And we'll talk more about taxes when we go to Woocommerce, because we're going to be receiving payment for Woocommerce. There we can set our taxes. So that's it. This is a good way to make money on this website, and then we can save changes. Still on selling, I think I should just touch everything around selling here before I leave this place. So let's say, for example, you want to give your vendors different commission rates, maybe based on how they sell or how committed they are to your platform. So when we set our commission rate, for example, to be 20%, this is site wide. This will cut across every vendor. So for a particular vendor, if you want to maybe increase or decrease their own commission rate, you just need to go to that vendor. So let's come to all our vendors here. For example, let's work with Michelle here. So let's edit Michelle Foster. So if you scroll down here, you can see here that we have a place here for commission rate. Let's say we only want to charge Michelle 10% because she's a very, very good vendor. She's selling so much. So we can just set a custom one for her. And then we can say our own commission fee is just $5. That's it. So that's how to do that for individual vendors. And then you can update the changes here. So that's it for that. So let's come back to Hivepress and let's just come back to our settings. So I believe we are done with vendors here, so we can play around with users as well. So there are a lot of things we can play around here. Display profiles in Frontend if you want to do that for your users. You may not want to do that. Display their first name. You may want to use their username or their last name or whatever, or their full name, whatever you want to address your users on your website. That's literally up to you. So also you may want them to accept your terms and conditions when they're trying to register. So if you have a terms and condition page, you want to do that here. Allow user registration. That's very important on your website. Generate username from the email address. You may want to do that. Require email verification. You may want to allow them verify their email so that you know that you're only allowing real users on your platform. And that's very, very critical to avoid spam. Definitely for security reasons, you want to restrict your users from coming to the WordPress backend. Allow users to be able to also delete the account. That's very, very critical. So if you make changes here, you need to save them as well. So I believe all these settings are self-explanatory. They just give more value to what we do on our website. So for messages, you want to allow file attachment when messages are being sent. What type of files do you want to allow? So you can tick them here. Images, you want to allow maybe web page, maybe you want to allow JPEG, a MP4, whatever document you want to allow people exchange in their messages. That's literally up to you. If you want to monitor messages that go on your platform, you want to tick this, and this is very critical for administrator to ensure that some things do not happen on your website. So block keywords, you may want to type in keywords here that you don't want to use on your website. Maybe you don't do anything around firearms, maybe you don't do anything around adult content. You may want to block those keywords here. That's literally up to you. Store message in the database, you want to do that to keep your messages, to save them. Storage period, you may want to set a duration for the messages in case you don't have so much space so that you can free up your database. That's literally up to you. So once you're done, as usual, save changes. So for our request, you may also want to have a special page for request. But that's literally optional. So how many requests per page? Just 10 is fine. You may want to increase it. Do you want to have a separate title? You may want to call it request. You want to call it something entirely different. That's up to you. Allow sending personal requests. You may want to accept that. Manually approve requests. You may want to turn that off if you want people to just keep posting requests on your website without you manually approving them. You may also want to notify vendors about new requests. That's also very, very important. So vendors are aware when there are new requests so that they can go and maybe bid on that request or accept that request. So you might also want to set an expiration period for this. That's literally up to you. This is super amazing, right? So coming to our offers right now. So displaying our offers to all users, I think that's fantastic. So you may want to limit it. You may want to limit our offers to registered users. That's literally up to you who you want to see your offers. For submission, allow submitting multiple offers. You may want to toggle that on. If your monetization strategy is membership, you may want to restrict this to registered users.
so that the people who are able to throw out offers or accept offers will be people who are registered on your platform. For submissions, you may want to allow multiple submissions of offers. That's literally up to you. So you can just customize this website as you wish. Coming to others, you may want to restrict messages to buyers, restrict reviews to buyers. You want to do this. For messages, you might want to leave this open because buyers may want to have maybe a pre-sale message to a seller before they buy. So that is very, very important. Requirement, allow sellers to add requirement. Definitely you may want to toggle that on. Share the buyer details with seller, you may want to do that. Require manual delivery, you may want to do that, depending on what you're doing. And also for your refunds, how do you want to refund? Do you want to do partial and full, or fully? However you want to process refunds on your website is literally up. Finally, the dispute orders, you may want to toggle that on. That's very, very important. Also for payout, allow requesting of payout. That's very, very important. You may want to have a threshold before people can request for payout. A lot of people do that, and that might be very, very critical for you so that you don't have to process payouts every day, and then any amount. It can be a lot of work. A payout system, you may want to do manually, you may want to do direct, or maybe just pay out through Stripe Connect. So if you save these changes here, if you come to maybe integration, which is the next thing we should be doing here, you should be able to integrate maybe a reCAPTCHA to your website. And also for your Stripe, you should be able to maybe add your secret key here so that you can process payment. So that's basically everything that is to it around the settings here in Hivepress. So you can take your time, go through all of the settings here and see what literally do work for you. So that's it for Hivepress settings here. We can come down to Woocommerce and then we can come to settings. There's some settings we have to do inside of Woocommerce for us to be able to accept payment on our website. So if you come to our website here, let's come to our service page. Let's say we want to buy these services right now. If we click on this, if we want to buy this, if we click this, this will take us, so this will bring us to a checkout page here. So you see right now we don't have any payment options here because we have not set any payment option inside of WooCommerce. So we need to customize WooCommerce for us to be able to accept payments on our website, accept our taxes, and do whatever we want to do. And that's exactly what we can do here. So here you want to set your country. If you know that your marketplace is limited to a country, that's fine. If it is not limited, you want to maybe set your own country and then make sure that you sell to all countries. Do you want to enable taxes on your website calculation? You may want to toggle that on. You may also want to enable coupon code on your website. That's literally very important. So the next option here is to calculate discount code sequentially. Do you want to allow people use 2 or more coupon code? If they have 2 coupon code, do you want to add those 2 coupon codes together? If you want to do that, then you want to toggle this on. But if you want them to use 1 coupon code per time, then you want to leave this open. A currency option, you want to select what currency you want to use. By default here is the United States, which is fine. You may change this to any currency of your choice. It may be your local currency if you know that this is basically for your country, and that's fine. So once you're done with all of the changes here, ensure to save changes as usual. So that's for our general settings here. We can come to our product. Let's leave this, we're not making changes. So a lot of things here would not be applicable to this website. Also for shipping, we are not shipping many things here. We are just selling services on our website. But one place that we have to come here is our payment, because we have to set a payment gateway on our website. So by default here, we can see that we don't have anything stored. With WooCommerce, receiving payment has been made super easy because you have a lot of payment gateway at your disposal. Installing WooPayment might be a very good option for you. I've not used it before, so I can't recommend WooPayment, but you can just go to your plugins, come to add new, and then search any WooCommerce payment gateway you want to use. Let's say that you want to use Stripe, for example. You can just type Stripe. So you can see here that we have WooCommerce Stripe Payment Gateway, and we have several vendors that make this available for us to use. This one is directly by WooCommerce themselves, but if you come to their reviews, you will see that this one has 800,000 active installations. And yes, with 3-star reviews, this one with 100,000 is even have more reviews and they are 5 stars. That's to let you know that this has done a pretty much decent job. So you can install this. Once you do that, you can activate this. Now this is bringing us here, so we can so you can see that other than WooCommerce, now we have Stripe payment plugin here. We can do some settings here. This plugin also offer PayPal collection, so you can install this if you want to accept PayPal on your website. That's literally up to you. So you can come to your settings here. So here you can set up, so you can see that under payment right now we are back to Stripe. So you can set API connections for your Stripe. So for you to connect your Stripe, you just need to click here and then you can connect your Stripe. So you can see I have the option here to connect my Stripe account, but I wouldn't want to do that right now. I can just return back to WooCommerce. So another option is for you to put your test publishable key or test secret key. You can go to your Stripe dashboard and go to connect, and then find the keys and then paste it here, and then you can test connection, and then that's it. That's how to add a payment gateway to your store to accept payment. The next thing we should do here is to set up taxes. I think we missed that earlier. Let's come back here. I thought I turned that on. Okay, that's not enabled. So let's enable taxes and then let's save changes. So now you see we have option here for tax. So let's come to taxes. Do you want to add taxes to your prices? If you want to do that, you may want to turn this on, but no, you just want taxes different. So once they want to check out, then you now tax them. So that might be the best option for you. So you can read through, see all the settings you can do here. But if you come to standard rate here, you can set your taxes. So let's say we want to add a tax here. So we can just insert this row. For country here, we might say our country is maybe the United States. So we can just type the US here, and then our state, we might want to put a state in case you want to. I may also want to put a city, but generally you can use at the United States. And then our tax rate, you might just say we want to collect a 10% tax rate. So this is exactly how to set your taxes inside of WooCommerce. Once you are done with setting your tax rate, you can hit the save changes button. So these are the settings we must do here inside of WooCommerce if we want to make our site ready to receive payment. Okay, I think the next thing we should be talking about right now is our monetization. I need to walk you through the monetization strategy for this website currently available. So I've talked earlier about charging your vendors commission for their transactions. The next thing I want to show you is exactly how you can charge your vendors for listing on your website, and that's very, very important. So if you go to a marketplace like maybe flipper.com, you can't just list your services because of the availability of buyers that they have. They charge you before you can list, and something similar. Let me show you exactly how you can do that right now. So you would need to install an extension. So if we come to Hivepress, if we come to our extensions, so here you see all the list of all the extensions they have. You can buy all the extensions for a one-time fee of $199. You can see other extensions they have, like memberships, like social logins, all those kind of things. But if you come down here, there are two extensions here that we are going to use. I'm going to talk about. The first one is paid listings. So you can see here. So if we install this is free. If you buy the theme, and then you can activate this plugin. Let's go to Woocommerce because that's exactly where we are going to manage our paid listings. So let's come to product and let's come to add new. So for this product, we can just say premium listing. You can call it whatever name you want to call it. You can put a description here for the listing so that they know exactly what they are getting. So I can just put something random here. And then we want to make this a virtual product. We also want to a regular price. Let's say we want to charge them $99 to post. That's just an example. We can scroll up back here and then we can publish this. So we can then come back to listings and then we come to our packages. We don't have any package here. So let's say we want to have two packages. We want to have a free package and we want to have a paid package. So let's create those packages right now. Let's come to add new. So let's say this is just called free, for example. We want to put details here. Maybe we just do something random here, and we'll come down to settings here. We're not going to add a WooCommerce product since it is free. We can just say listing limit. We can just add maybe one or maybe two, however you want. So after that, I think we're going to leave all of this as is. We can also tie down this listing to a particular category, and that's what I like about it. So you can have different packages for different categories. You can make some categories literally for free, and you can make some paid. So you can choose what work for you based on your website, the business you're doing, and what you are looking to achieve. So once this is done, you can publish this, and then we can add a new one, and we can call this one premium. We can put some details here. You can just copy and paste that here, and we can link this to a WooCommerce product. We can call we created one earlier, which is premium listing. Let's say we want to limit this to 10 listings. Expiration days, we want to make this 30 days, make it monthly. We want to make this, or not making this a featured listing. We can recommend this listing. We can categorize this listing like I said earlier. That's literally up to us, and then we can publish this list. So coming to incognito window and using a demo vendor account, let's try to list a service now. Right now I'll just have to put demo details here. Let's just say WordPress. Title, I can just type anything here. My price, let's say, is 44. Quantity, since it's optional, I'll leave it. Description, let me just type anything here. Delivery time, 24-hour. Service includes multiple revision, max revision 3. License type regular, and then let's submit this listing. So you can see now, before you can list this, you can use the free or you can then go the premium. The list here should have carried details like you can use it only once. You can do this based on the parameters you have set for your free listing. So this is exactly how to charge your vendors to post listings on your website, and it's a fantastic way to make money on this website. Another way to make money on this website is to promote listings. So you want to make some listing featured, you want to promote them. So there is a way to do that. We can come back to our WooCommerce product and then maybe create a product for that. Let's come to add new, and then let's call this featured listing, and then we can make this virtual. We can maybe charge 20 or 19.99 for that, and then let's just publish this product. So now let's come to Hivepress and let's come to settings. Here we'll scroll down to our featured section. So we have it here. So we're going to select the WooCommerce product for this. So I call that featured. Let me just type that out. So featured listing here. So you want to set a duration for your featured listing. So if you are promoting a product, how long do you want them to remain as a featured product? Let's say we just want it to last for 7 days. So that's it. We can come here and save changes. So coming here, let's just come to our listings. And then if we come down here, so let's say now that we want to make this listing now featured. If we come down here and click on this, you see this is taking us to a checkout page where you now pay for featured listing and 19.99 that we just set, and then they can make payment here, and then they can check out. So now let's come back here again, and if you come down to Hivepress and then let's come to our extension again, if we scroll down, we will see a feature here called claim listing. So if we install this, with this plugin activated, vendors now can request to become a listing owner. I have seen this same monetization model used on platforms like Yelp or TripAdvisor, where businesses are listed without their consent. Then businesses can then claim this listing by paying a particular amount. So to be able to do that, let's create a WooCommerce product as usual. Let's come to add new, and then we can call this claim listing, and then we can make this virtual, and then we can charge, let's say, another 19.99, and then we can publish this. So now let's come to Hivepress, let's come to settings, and then we can now come to claims, and we can select our claim listing here, and then we can save changes. So coming back here, just with an example listing that we designed earlier. So let's say we want to claim this listing right now. So if we come down here to this listing here and hit claim listing, so you can see here, please provide details here that will help us verify that you are the owner of this listing, and then they can put details here, and then they can claim this deal by paying this amount of money. So if they click this, it will redirect them to WooCommerce for them to pay. This claim listing feature here would be perfect if you have a marketplace where you make listing literally for free, but you want to recommend people who have claimed their listings, who are verified on your website. And I think it's a fantastic business strategy that has worked on a lot of platforms. So you can experiment with that. So that's it with monetization. You can monetize this more. You can sell ads on the website. You can put your Google AdSense or Ezoic AdSense. You can do more, really. So that's literally up to you. So that's it for monetization. Now let's, before I end this video, let me touch a little about customizing your website. So for example, if you come to the front end of our website, let's come to our home page. For example, let's say we want to change text, we want to change things. I've talked about customization earlier, changing colors from the backend and all those things. Let's say we want to edit this page, for example. So you can see here that we can change the text here. This is super simple. Let's say we want to change this from 10,000 freelancers, we want to say 40,000. Here, I think I missed that. 40,000 right now, you can see. So let's say again, I want to change this, get the job done. Let's just say I want to say done now, a space there, and then I can just type in now. So that's it. So you can change the text here, change everything here. So if you click on every of the elements here, they are editable. You can change the image here if you must. You can just replace the image. You can change the text. Gutenberg is super easy to use. So I believe you don't have a problem doing this. So you can come here, click on this, so you can see, so we have 4 columns here. Let's say we want to reduce this to maybe 3. So you can see we now have 3 here. So let's say we have 8 categories featured here. Let's say we want to increase or reduce that, so we can do that here. Let's maybe change this to 9, for example. So you can see this is now 9. So this is exactly how to make changes here and there on our website. So for example, there's an image here. There's supposed to be an image here. So let's come back to the page here. So this is the featured image here. We can replace the image by just coming down here and then maybe using our library. This is the image. We can load more image and then change that image here to whatever image we want. So let's just say I want to use this image right now. I can set this as the featured image right now, and then I can update this page. I can go ahead to view my page. So you can see I now have that image here. Unfortunately, that image is not big enough to take all this space that we want, but that's exactly how to customize our website. So I believe this is super simple and easy for you to do. You can go ahead, customize all the pages for your website. That's all that is to it to this. I believe with this tutorial here, you should be able to set up a freelance marketplace like Fiverr, Upwork, and get it rolling. I think this is super simple. This is super easy to do, and I think this theme is worth every money you invest into it. If you have any issues whatsoever concerning this theme, you can ask me in the comment section. I'll be looking forward to hearing from you. Do not forget to check the video description for you to see the link to this theme and to all the amazing deals in the video description. If you find value for your time, give this video a thumbs up, like this video. I will appreciate it so much. Subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you don't miss out on further tutorials from me. And that's my time. I'll see you in another tutorial. And until then, stay safe.